Hey everyone, welcome back to narbehouse. My name is Nancy. This is my brother-in-law Ben. This is my husband Ari. And this is Brian, my other brother-in-law. And today we're doing something a little different.
So if you guys didn't know, my brother Ben has a rare condition called TUB4A related leukodystrophy. The condition's progressive, and at this point, Ben only has access to left and right head movements. So these buttons are on there so that way he can access a custom software that I developed for him using ChatGPT. This software gives him a keyboard, it gives him some custom phrases, it also gives him the ability to pick his own shows and episodes and things like that. So it's been almost a decade Ben hasn't had that capability, and the fact I was able to build something custom for him using ChatGPT with no programming experience has been amazing. It's been incredible. We also have built some custom games for him, and that's what we're doing in this video.
Yeah, so the games we came up with, these are all simple ideas that we think we can quickly create in a day, and that Ben can utilize with his two-button interface. One of them is a maze adventure, and that's just a first-person view, walk through a maze, solve the puzzle, and find your way out to win. Simon Says, which is pretty self-explanatory. You follow the patterns and you repeat it as much as you can. Battleship, so you find the other me battleship before they find yours. Checkers, the classic. Guess Who, so you can ask questions to decipher what person on the board you're talking about and try to solve that puzzle. Yahtzee, again, another fun dice game that you can play with two buttons. Stratego, which might be a more interesting strategy-based game. Peggle, which is the classic kind of peg-based shoot a bullet and watch it bounce around the board and break the pegs until you finish the level. Bubble Shooter, which is a bust-a-move style game where you shoot balls at the screen and they create links until they break, and you clear the map to win the game. Catapult, which is kind of like Angry Birds in that you launch a projectile across the screen, try to break a structure, and defeat the objective on the other side to clear the level. And then Adventure Game, which is a grid-based fuel capture enemy placement. It's basically a little bit more robust, and I don't think we're going to get to that quite today, but look to the future to see if we get that going.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to that one, but Ben has a lot of options to choose from. Did you hear all those options? Yes, yes, there's a lot. We'll go through them again. So Ben is going to choose, he'll type on his keyboard which one he wants to do, and that's the one we are going to develop, and we're going to create it. So hopefully, by the end of this video, he will have at least some working version of this game to play, and we're going to go through that whole process. Without further ado, Ben, let's get you picking a game.
Catapult.
All right.
All right, so we gave Ben his options, and he picked the Catapult game. So Ben, do you want to help us do the development, or do you just want to hang out and wait for us to be done so you can play your new game?
No.
No? Do you want to just wait for us to be done so you can play your new game? Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to name this, what are we naming this? Catapult? Or what was the name you had in mind?
I said Benny Ballista, or Benny's Ballista.
Benny's, all right, so Benny's, we'll call it Benny Ballista, like that?
Yeah.
Great file. Okay, so we have a file named Benny Ballista. I should explain exactly what I'm doing. We are using Visual Studio Code, which is a code editor, and it has a third-party plugin that allows us to use ChatGPT directly into it. It uses multiple LLMs, so you can use a bunch of different things like Claude or Gemini. I typically use ChatGPT. It seems to work the best for what we're trying to do. So the first thing we got to do is we got to figure out the parameters. So we know that this game is like Angry Birds. So we need to make this game like Angry Birds.
We need to capture the fundamental gameplay elements into a little proof of concept to make sure that it functions the way we expect it to, and then we can build a more kind of stylized game around that, more elaborate levels, all that fun stuff. But we just have to make sure that the basic fundamentals of a Angry Birds style, physics-based, knock down the tower with a projectile is all there and working.
Right. This is just from my experience from Ben's other games. A lot of his keys, like his left and right buttons, are hard-coded to a thing, right? I would like this one to actually be coded to a button interface, like a virtual button on the application itself. So, for example, his mini golf game, when he holds down his space bar, or his left button, his blue button, it will aim for him. So it'll go around in a circle until he can aim his pointer where the ball needs to go. His right button, which is mapped to the return key, will allow him to charge a shot and shoot it. This will be in principle the same, but he'll actually have to scan to the buttons that he wants to press. So instead of holding down the left button to aim, he would have to scan to a button on the screen that says aim. The other thing to consider too is when we make games like that, it allows for more people to use them. So it could be touch screen. Someone could hold down the button by touching it if they have a surface or something, or it could be scan and select with another,
any kind of accessibility
Exactly.
interface could be used to substitute for the buttons.
Right.
And you'd still get the same functionality as long as you can bounce between the buttons that are on screen.
Exactly. So, I guess to start, we are going to have to make a framework. So let's just tell ChatGPT directly what we're building. A catapult style game, or an Angry Bird style, we'll call it Angry Birds. Object of the game is to do what? It's to
Defeat in that kind of game. You usually are trying to knock down a structure to destroy or break something that's inside the structure.
Okay.
So probably knock down some walls in order to do damage and destroy soldiers that are inside of a castle or something.
left side of the screen would have the catapult.
Yeah,
Or we'll call it the ballista. Right?
Yeah, your stationary ballista.
What does it do?
Ballista function, so it can sweep up and down.
Sweep. We call that vertically.
Sweep vertically.
And show a arcing?
A ballistic arc or a ballistic trajectory.
Ballistic trajectory. Since the shoot function is going to have a charge to it, right?
I was thinking about that. What
Yeah.
you could do is have it show a straight line at first, showing just the general angle of your aim.
And then when
you move to the
Got it.
charge section, then it will show you the arc along that path that you selected.
Okay. When aiming, right? Sweep vertically when aiming.
Yeah.
And show, okay. When firing, when charging to fire, shows a ballistic angle, right?
Ballistic trajectory.
For where the projectile
Will go based on how long you charge or hold down.
based on how long you hold down the button.
The level
Yep.
will consist of whatever platform the ballista stands on,
Yep.
and then the terrain that the structure you're aiming to destroy sits on. It varies per level, but it's static in that you can't destroy the terrain. You only destroy the structure
Okay.
it's standing on.
Consists of a static terrain that cannot be destroyed. Orange circle should bounce with predetermined physics.
Yeah,
right?
it should follow a gravitational kind of defined path.
We'll
If you want
say
a lot of bouncing to be a factor, it could bounce more.
We'll
if
say
you don't.
low level bounce.
Yeah, small amount of bounce.
To increase destructiveness, right? To increase range.
Yeah, to increase range or provide options for angles.
So object of the game. Okay, so we need to add something here. We'll say controls. One button for aiming, which will oscillate slowly. And what do you think the angle would be? Like 45 degrees or maybe 60 degrees?
It would be, let's say, from a straight 0 probably up to about 45 degrees.
Okay.
So, yeah, and the buttons should be text to speech.
Yeah, we'll do that.
The debris falling down is what breaks the objective, and so all of the boxes need to be affected by a physics and collision process with each other. They need to respond to the impact of the projectile according to the force that it applied to them.
The objects need to kill the knights, basically.
Right. The structural objects need to be what kill the knights.
Structural objects or the projectile
Or the projectile.
itself needs to hit these
Knights
knights
to destroy them.
to destroy. So ChatGPT is now going through and taking our information, which we just wrote basically a very rough outline on a Word document. I copied that Word document. I pasted it directly into ChatGPT. In this case, the model is 5, so we're using GPT-5. And it is spitting out a general design and layout and outline for us. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to read it back and make sure everything sounds right. And then we are going to input it into our Visual Studio. And the magic will happen. It will happen very quickly. So this is the longest part of this, is literally putting the idea on paper and making sure you're trying to cover all the ground you can, because you don't want to go back and say, oh, I missed something. So we're considering things like Ben's capabilities, if other people can use it, what the game is going to look like, how it's going to feel, and then over time, all that other stuff, building up like, the graphics or the music or
additional levels, level editors.
Exactly. So that stuff can come later. We're trying to build.
We're building the framework for the game and creating a proof of concept and what you might call a minimum viable product.
It's building the scoring patterns. It recognizes that Angry Birds is a game. It probably has a lot of data about Angry Birds. It probably looks at that data and says they're trying to build a game that's similar to Angry Birds. Let's see if we can build that game with their idea. And that's what this is doing. So it's actually doing a ton right now. So you can see the screen. There's loads of information in here just based on the handful of bullets we put together. It's now creating an entire game, an outline for an entire game and how it should operate. So high level concept. So this is what it wrote. An Angry Birds style physics puzzler built for accessibility. Very cool. Is that right? A puzzler? Is that the right word?
That's what I would call it.
Okay. The player operates a stationary ballista on the left side of the screen and launches an orange circular projectile to topple structures on the right side. Destroy all target enemies, knights, to clear the level and advance. So you press and hold return to charge. 8-second duration. I think that's plenty. That way he can see how far it'll go. So I think that'll be a very slow thing so you can stop it right where it needs to be. And if he lets it go, we should also do a thing where maybe if he holds it down for long enough, maybe it'll reset it so that way he doesn't, because you have to remember when he holds it down, it's automatically going to shoot, right?
Yeah.
When he lets it go.
Unless we had an additional button for he sets it the way he wants and then fires.
We could have a second option. That might be even better, where instead of the fire button,
aim, charge, fire.
Aim, same as it is. Charge, right?
Mm-hmm. Charge.
This will determine distance, right?
This will determine, distance.
And can be reset anytime. Releasing does not shoot it, does not fire the projectile.
So again, we're just using natural language to quickly tweak the concept when we found a gap.
Right.
We didn't need to go in and modify code or
Exactly.
rebuild anything.
Right.
We're just telling the LLM, change it a little bit, and we're going to see what it comes out.
Yeah. So this is still just the outline. So we're still just building and developing out the outline for how this game should operate. We want to make sure that it's very clear so that when we do plug this in for it to actually write the code, it's going to write something that is at least as close as possible and that it understands what the objective is.
Why would you want to code it in HTML5? Like for somebody, some people don't even know what HTML5 is.
So the reason we do it in HTML5, and there's plenty of other languages you could build this in, like HTML5 is just very accessible. It can do what we need to do. Ben can use it. But most importantly, if we wanted to build out games on a website, for example, people don't need to download and install a game like, Ben has some games written in Python that someone would have to download and install. And this is very easy to create and package and just put out as an HTML file, right? So it's not like we have to build
any web
out.
browser can load it.
Exactly. So any web browser, you don't need it. It could be on Mac, it could be on a tablet, it could be on Android, whatever. building it in something like Python, it's pretty limited where it can go. The nice thing about Python is there is more, options available, especially when it comes to like Windows system settings, but we're not concerned with that with these types of games. This is just a kind of time waster, have fun kind of thing.
It went from the quick summary that we gave, the quick overview we created, into ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave that more robust 12-pager, and now that robust 12-pager is going into the LLM function in Visual Studio to actually generate the code.
Correct.
So, for, let's say, people who aren't familiar with Visual Studio, how do you even where do you paste all this stuff in, and do you create a new file, and then do you have to write in .html at the end and all of that? Because I think some people don't even know how to operate this.
So Visual Studio you can download, that you can get from the website code.visualstudio.com/download.
It's a Microsoft product.
Right. It's a Microsoft product, and it has, it's very robust. It has a lot of features, and this is what a lot of people use. I would say a lot of people use it, but there are other options. This is just the one that I use. This is the code editor that I use. Some other people use a code editor like Cursor is one. I think that's probably the more popular one at this point, especially for this type of thing. But I use Visual Studio Code just because it's what I'm familiar with. What I'm using is Visual Studio Code with a third-party add-on, so you can go into this little guy here, extensions, and you can actually add an extension, and it has a ton of different extensions that you can add. Here's a couple. So if you just want to type in AI, for example, it'll give you a ton of little AI chatbots and things you can use. I'm using Copilot right now. And it's a little bit of a learning curve, and that's kind of not what the point of this video is particularly. It isn't to teach you how to install this or use this. It's just to show you what's possible.
If you've gotten this far, I'm sure there are plenty of tutorials online that you can find that'll very quickly explain to you just how to quickly install and set up Visual Studio, and probably some of the integrations with the extensions, and get you going to get to this point of how do you direct your LLM of choice to generate the content you need so that its output is a functional game.
You're very well spoken. I need you around me more.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't do tutorials a lot because that's just me. I like to mess with it and figure it out.
So Nancy, she is someone who has zero experience, like barely with computers, and I showed her how she can use ChatGPT to build these silly little games. Like she made a
Tamagotchi style game.
Maybe I'll put a clip in here of her game with Tamagotchi. She's also made a game. We made a slot machine game together. We just tested it out, but it was the same process. We took our idea, we brought it into ChatGPT, said, here's what we're thinking. It spat out a really nice outline, and we took that outline and put it into this editor, and the editor came back and said, hey, here's your game, see how it works. And then we just tweak it from there using natural language. And it's very powerful. And the reason we're showing this is to show what people can do on their own. But for the most important aspect is you can build tools, custom tools for people like Ben.
People with disabilities typically are resource constrained, and hiring a programmer, hiring a developer, getting a company interested in building something like this would be incredibly expensive.
And the time to go back and forth
the development and build time,
forever.
Iterating constantly with another human or a team of humans would take a long time and be very costly. And folks with disabilities don't have that kind of time and money to spend on that kind of stuff.
Right.
So this is a workable alternative to create programs that are custom tailored to the person who needs them.
Right.
Yeah, and we're not looking to make money off of these games. This is mostly just to give something for Ben to enjoy and engage with.
It's all about quality of life and engagement.
Really. These are always going to be a work in progress, but the idea is we can make them very quickly, and Ben can enjoy them here and now. He doesn't have to wait 6, 10, 8 months or however long. It's something that we can do very quickly, have something built. If he wants it changed or we need to change it, it's easy to do that.
Yeah, someone online eloquently stated, it wasn't me, it's a program, not a product.
Right.
We don't need it to be as buttoned down and well designed as a product. It just has to be a functional program.
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing spat out the code. I saved it. We are going to go into our game folder. I'm just going to run it directly from the folder. Okay, here we go. Always. All right, here we go. All right, check this out.
Ooh.
So, this is our first version
I already see a problem.
of the game. Of course, yeah. I mean, it's below the thing, but that's okay. All right, but let's just see what it does. Okay, so it didn't do exactly what we wanted.
Didn't do the charge
It
button.
didn't have the charge button. It is doing the aiming though. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take this thing. Okay. I'm going to copy this entire thing. Now, because I put it in this editor, I know this is a weird workaround, but I'm going to put this right in here.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to paste the entire thing in here.
Okay.
And what I'm going to say is, I'm literally just going to say, this didn't capture everything we discussed. Let's edit in this chat. Let's just see what it does. So now what we're doing is we are going to get some new HTML file, or at least an answer from ChatGPT with snippets of code that I am just going to copy and paste into our Visual Studio Code to implement. So it will look at it and say, okay, I see what you're doing. This is the new thing. So we have a first version. It made something, but we're gonna have to fix some stuff. So
It was something along the lines of what we talked about.
Right.
Now it needs to be refined. But
Right.
in the meantime, we haven't actually looked at or scrutinized any code.
Right.
We've just, here's the output,
Mhm.
let's fix it.
and I'm probably not going to scrutinize any code.
But if you have a background, maybe you do know HTML.
Yeah.
You could probably use this to speed up development and then take your skill set and fix what the errors that you see.
Exactly. So I said we'd probably have this done in about 2 hours. I think we will have something workable in about 2 hours. So
Yeah.
we've been working on this for about an hour, and we're already at this point, which is pretty crazy.
We're at a very early prototype that functionally does a lot of what we need it to do and is a reasonable proof of concept.
Mhm. Notice how it's a cannon, not a crossbow. So things like art design aren't
Yeah.
necessarily its strong suit.
Yeah.
So there were some other games we had discussed with Ben, but this is the one he wanted. So this one's actually going to be a little more challenging, which is fine.
I think anything that doesn't involve like a physics engine and a lot of variation in how the interactions take place,
Right.
a lot easier to do.
Yeah. The more interactive games are definitely they're more difficult to create, or at least to build out, but they're not impossible. It just takes a little bit more time,
Might be like a
Iterating.
project for like a week or something
Right.
to go back and forth and make sure there's no bugs and stuff.
So I just took what ChatGPT spat out. I didn't inspect it. I just kind of trusted it. And I'm going to put it right into Visual Studio Code's Copilot, our editor. And we're just going to let this thing kind of tweak it, see if it can see what it did and fix it.
Charge.
This is like
Charging.
the toy you buy
Charge
for the
set.
dollar store.
Yeah,
charge.
We have Angry Birds at home.
Yeah, we have angry. We have angry. Yeah, this is Wish.com's Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Timo, Angry Birds.
This is Dollar Tree Angry Birds.
Great value Angry Birds.
I'm happy to only know so much, because if I took the time to learn this, I still wouldn't be able to develop a game like this.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, like you need to split all your time between like what you're doing with your videos and your outreach, taking care of Ben full time. Like a person, one person, two people do not have all the time in the world to become the entire infrastructure around a person's needs.
Right.
Like that's what the world should be. The world should provide that infrastructure, and it's failing disabled people miserably.
Yeah.
Every day.
I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's doable.
Yeah, we're showing it's doable.
Yeah.
It doesn't take, like especially with these new tools, which, their usefulness in a lot of ways is debatable. But in this case, this tool is helping to lower the bar on what it takes to improve the life of someone with a disability.
I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a worthy use case for it, for all the energy consumption and etc. But it is a nice, it's a nice benefit,
It's
side benefit.
At least it's demonstrably helping a person, versus creating slop that some grifter is trying to sell.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That tower looks a little wonky, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Angle 6 degrees.
Alright.
Charge.
Okay. I don't think it's...
Alright, but let's see where the bullet goes. Well, it's more accurate now.
Okay. Alright, so that seems to work. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good spot for Ben to test it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think you should give it a shot. I'm surprised you're able to get it done in 2 hours.
Yeah. So it took us 2 hours to make 3 levels of a game. Obviously, if we put another few hours into it, based on what we have, we'll probably have a nice polished game with more levels that maybe Ben will be into. But first, we need to check if Ben is going to like this game. So 3 levels are enough. It's at a spot where I think he could test it. So let's set this up. We'll pack it. We'll set it up on Ben's computer, and we'll see how he likes it.
Fire. Night down. Level complete.
Nice.
Level 2 3 shots.
Okay, go for it. Go charge it up again.
Fire. Fire.
Oh, you missed it.
2 shots left.
All right, try it again. Charge it up again.
Fire.
Ooh, you hit it. Good.
Night down.
Nice.
1 shot's left.
All right, you got 1 shot left. Now you got to aim. You got to try to get your little aimer to go on that guy. So go back to charge.
Charging.
There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
A little bit.
Right there.
Hold
Right
it.
there.
Charge
Yeah.
set.
All right, fire it. Let's go.
Fire.
Okay. Press it. Here we go.
Like that.
Fire.
Boom, you got it.
Night down.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Level
Final
complete.
level.
Level 3 3
Okay.
shots.
Charge this up all the way. Just charge it up. Go to fire. Fire that thing.
Fire.
Like that.
Fire.
Ooh, you got 2 of them.
Night
3 of
down.
them. You got 3 of them.
Night down.
Nice.
Night down.
Okay.
2 shots left. Fire.
You got it.
Oh,
Night
nice.
down.
All right, you beat the game.
Level complete. Level 1 3 shots.
All right, it just reset to the level. Okay, so that's how the game would be played. Did you like that style of game? Did you like that or not?
No.
No. Okay. Should we work on a different game? Should we do a different game?
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't like that game enough. So you want us to pick a different game. Okay. So you'll have to pick the next game that you'd want to play. But that one doesn't seem very fun. Got it. So Ben wasn't super impressed with our catapult game. What was the name of the game?
Benny Ballista.
Benny Ballista. I think because it had a lot of physics involved and it was kind of like, making a game in 2 hours, like that. Impressive, but not super fun. So we'll work on it. We're going to have it on the back burner. But we asked Ben what other game would he be interested in trying. So
Simon.
Simon is what he will try. So we are going to work on a Simon Says style game, and then we'll have him try it, and we'll see if he likes that instead. All right, so we're going to go and we're going to put up Word. We're going to do the same thing we did before. What are we going to call this? Benny Says?
Benny Says.
Which is a game that has 4 quadrants with different colors. The computer plays a sequence on each round. Inspired by Simon, right? 4 quadrants, each with a unique color, unique tone, and sound. The computer generates and plays a sequence of quadrant presses each round. Each player repeats the sequence, round 1, 1 press, round 2, 2 press, so on, until the player makes a mistake. Perfect. Okay. So this is a very simple looking game. Let's just see how it looks. Whoops, that's not a lot. Let's save it. Let's test it out. All right, so let's see what BennySays looks like. There we go.
Nice.
Okay, orange. I guess that's orange. Blue, green, purple. Okay. Yeah, the tone is better. It'll last longer.
Yeah, the longer tone helps.
So this will be cool. I think when people see how we're able to build this stuff so fast, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's actually."
Well,
pretty
I
cool.
mean, like the other one took a couple hours, and it was a pretty complicated game and tough.
Yeah.
But this it's 20 minutes.
Yeah. Nothing.
Now we know.
This game honestly took longer to set it up than it did to actually make the game. So, very simple game, but honestly, I think these games are pretty fun, and I think Ben will get a kick out of it.
Ben in particular loves memory games.
Yeah.
Like he likes concentration. He likes anything to trivia. He likes anything that tests his memory. So he'll definitely enjoy this one.
He likes Monopoly.
He does like Monopoly. I'm
He likes
wondering.
winning all the money.
I'm wondering how this could do if it built a Monopoly game that's just scan and select. I wonder if I could tell it, hey, take all of Monopoly, and I just want to see if I could just say, hey, because Ben can only do scan and select, spacebar and return, I want you to give me an entire game of Monopoly in HTML5. I just want to see what it would do.
Mm-hmm. Who makes the Monopoly games? Is it Ubisoft?
Yeah, Ubisoft.
Hey Ubisoft, if you're watching, make an accessible version of Monopoly that Ben can play with 2 buttons.
I will say this. Ubisoft's version of Monopoly, there's a lot of hotkeys.
Yeah.
If they could make it scan and select instead of just set up to the hotkeys, that'd be cool. And there might be a way for me to build something in
You
Python
could.
to do that. You know, where it just has a hotkey set up. But we're talking about a game that might not run very well on its surface.
That's true.
So,
You know, as I talked about in the previous video, if a dev is out there and you're making a thing, consider accessibility. Consider, other ways of inputting and interfacing with your app.
there we go.
Yeah, that's just the art.
Sorry, let's see if exit works. It does.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right.
All right,
We
so we
got
got
a
a game. We got a game. Okay, so this is a game. BennySays it's already in his games folder, so that will pop up in his games folder, and then we'll have him try it out probably tomorrow morning because I think today is a little.
It's late. He's tired.
Yeah, so we'll test it out in the morning and we'll see how that goes. But for an experiment, just to see what this thing can do, let's make a new file. Let's just try something. We'll call this Monopoly. I just want to see how capable this thing
Monopoly.
Benopoly.
is. Monopoly. Okay. So let's do a new project. Oops. Let's do actually a new chat. Let's see. Do this. So game Monopoly, right?
Mhm.
Based on Monopoly. I want an entire game of Monopoly. Single player against the computer. 3 players. And I want it to use Ben's scan and select method with spacebar and return, just like his other games, but in a full Monopoly game sim.
This is gonna be very fun.
I just want to see what this thing can do.
I'm very excited. I want to see what it can do with a paragraph.
The whole thing in HTML5. So it knows what Monopoly is.
Yeah.
Right?
And it knows how Ben's interface works.
Right.
Will it be able to parse? Because there's a lot of different decision points
Mhm.
and interaction points in Monopoly. You have to decide all kinds of stuff throughout the game.
Right.
Will it be able to build that with just a short paragraph of description?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done this.
I'm very
before.
curious. This is
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
This is a very, very good, Ben loves Monopoly. We've played it. We played the Ubisoft version on the TV. Ben actually has a communication menu for Monopoly specific things. So when we're playing, he can ask us, things like how much money does he have, what are his properties, and then when it's his turn, we roll for him, and then he kind of just guides us in what he wants to do. And yeah, it's pretty cool, but it would be cool if maybe we can, have his own Monopoly game built into his computer, just to see. I don't know. It's probably not going to work very well, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, this is more interesting just because we're starting with such a basic and short description.
Yeah.
To see what the AI spits out.
So our first attempt at creating just a Monopoly game, it's actually kind of impressive that it was able to make this.
It's populated a board with something.
Something.
I recognize Monopoly names on there, although I see 2 St. Charles places.
Yeah.
There's a few issues.
AI, I mean, it's going. It's like, it says there's stuff happening. I don't. Okay, so, it has a log here. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I have to click end turn.
What happens if you click manage?
Manage. Okay, so, these are the properties I own now. Need a full pink set to build. Okay. I mean, it's doing something. It's pretty wild that it built this, though, right? Just on a paragraph?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This is what I think Monopoly should look like.
I mean, it built the board. You can see the player location, right? Where am I? I'm right here. I guess I roll. Maybe I was rolling because I was in jail or something? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
You may buy Vermont Avenue for $100, but it's auto buying my stuff. I can't even choose to buy stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. Danny likes to buy stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. No, it's interesting though.
Yeah.
It's auto playing Monopoly. That is very, very interesting. It's pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah. Based off of a paragraph and a little bit of back and forth for a few minutes with ChatGPT.
Yeah. So the idea is like you can build almost anything very quickly with ChatGPT, with these AI, these LLMs, right? To throw some code out there. It kind of understands what you're trying to do. So obviously some things like the physics in the Angry Bird style game, it was. I think with enough tweaking, over the next, let's say, give it a week or so, you could probably have a pretty decent game built out. That was in 2 hours. We built something in 2 hours that Ben could test. Wasn't into it, but we built the Simon Says game.
Yeah, in about 15 minutes.
That was very quick, but it's something Ben can access, literally just using his 2 head buttons. We'll test it in the morning. Ben's not feeling too great this evening, but we'll test it if he's feeling up to it tomorrow morning, and we'll go from there. So. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and we'll catch you in the morning to see how Ben likes his Simon Says game. All right, Ben, this game is Simon Says, or Benny Says here. So this is the game like Simon, and the point of the game is to match the sounds and the colors with what the computer does. So go for it.
Round 2. Round 3. Game over.
No. Gonna try again.
Round 1. Round 2. Round 3. Round 4. Game over.
Aww.
Round 1.
Do you like it though? Is it pretty fun? No, you don't like it? You do like it. You do like it. Okay, good. He likes
Round
it.
2.
He's gonna try winning.